Hello everybody and welcome to the video. In case you guys are new here, it's pretty obvious that Kingdom Hearts is my favorite video game series of all time, and I've also been doing a lot of top 5, top 10 videos recently on my channel because I just think that they're fun to do, and it seems that a lot of people are interested in them. So I figured why not just go with the generic, my top 5 favorite Kingdom Hearts games of all time. And before I get into the video, I just want to remind you guys that this is my personal top 5. I understand that your opinion will differ than mine, and honestly, that's just the beauty of having an opinion. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, just leave a comment down below and we can get a discussion going. So now that that's out of the way, let's just jump right into the video. So coming in first on my list at number 5 is Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep: A Fragmentary Passage. And this might be a little weird for a lot of people just because this is such a short entry, but I loved 0.2 a lot. I loved playing as Aqua, I loved exploring the Realm of Darkness, and I loved just seeing what Kingdom Hearts 3 is ultimately going to feel like. I just think that the worlds just look so beautiful, the worlds are so huge and interactive, the graphics are amazing. I love the way it looks, and I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 can only look and feel better than 0.2. I also really love just, the progression that we got throughout the story. It really did get me very, very excited for Kingdom Hearts 3 because it literally led right up to what Kingdom Hearts 3, where it's going to start. Because since 0.2 was originally going to be the prologue just like we got for Roxas' story in Kingdom Hearts 2, it had to get cut because it just had so much in it. So it's not necessarily a full Kingdom Hearts game, but it's also not a prologue. I mean, it's sort of weird in between. I would still consider it more of a prologue, but I just love the way the game felt. Like I said, I love the cutscenes. I love the progression that we got with the storyline. I loved everything about it, and my only issue with it is that it was just too short. And then again, it was supposed to be short. So yeah, that's why it just falls short, and that's why it's number 5 on my list. Okay, so coming in at number 4 on my list is going to be Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. And I mean, I know that this is definitely an unpopular opinion. I don't really know what to say. I guess the criticism this game gets is the card-based fighting system, which I actually loved. It added a lot of strategy to the game, and once you understand it, it's really not that complicated, and it's really a lot of fun. Like I said, there's a lot of strategy to it, and it's a very fun way to experiment, and it's a good way to plan out the game rather than just button mashing. And although technically you could argue that there is a lot of button mashing in this game, to me there's just a little bit more than just rapidly hitting X and jumping around. There's different combinations of cards that you could do to perform different attacks, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed the strategy that was involved within Chain of Memories. And although the story is a little bit outdated, it still introduces us to Marluxia and the rest of the Organization 13 that we didn't get to see in Kingdom Hearts 2, and I bring up Marluxia specifically because he was actually in the most recent Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, so now we know that he is of importance and he is relevant again. And not only that, his somebody is in Union Cross, and that storyline is canon to Kingdom Hearts 3 and the rest of the Kingdom Hearts storyline. And on top of that, I loved how you could play as Sora and Riku, because this was the first time in the Kingdom Hearts series that you were able to play as more than one character. And I remember playing through Kingdom Hearts 1, I was like, wow, I just thought it was really cool that I was able to play as Riku and experience his story. So yeah, that's why this game falls as number 4 on my list. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is Where the Journey Began, Kingdom Hearts 1. I absolutely love Kingdom Hearts 1, and although that it's aged a little bit throughout the years with the numerous installments that we received after, I can still find myself having fun with this game and enjoying the storyline just as much as I did when I first played it as a child. It has so much to offer. It introduces us to Sora, Riku, and Kairi, Mickey, Donald and Goofy, everybody that we love so much, and it was just a very good introduction to combining these two franchises being Final Fantasy and Disney. And it was just I can play this game for hours, and the only thing that I have to really criticize about it is the combat system's a little dated. It's a little clunky, it's a little slow, but that's besides the point. With the nostalgia that this game brings me and the overall just story, it's amazing, but it doesn't beat out the top 2 that I have chosen for this list. Okay, so from a number 2 spot, I picked Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and this is a really hard decision for me to put this at number 2 because I love Birth by Sleep, And I love that you could play as Terra, Aqua, and Ventus. They're all three great characters. I mean, Terra's a little, whatever. But Aqua and Ventus are great characters. And I just love the storyline because this, for me, is where the games all sort of connected. Because, I mean, I hate tossing this word around, but the term side games, Birth by Sleep felt like a side game for a little bit. But towards the end, it started to connect everything together. You learned more about Xehanort and what his intentions are. You learned about where Xemnas came from, where the organization came from, how Ansem came to be, and, why Roxas looks like Ventus, and how everybody is connected to one another. And it was just a beautiful feeling experiencing that for the first time. One of my criticisms, though, is that the command deck, I was a fan with it at first, but it really did get a little easy to exploit. The game became very easy because combined with dodge roll and combining all these different commands and skills in order to advance through the game, it did get a little broken at points, but, that's not really that much of an issue for me personally. And although it gets repetitive since every character's world visits are pretty much the same, that's besides the point, because their overall story arcs are all completely different, and although they all start and end at the same exact point, Aqua's moves beyond that with the secret episode and the final episode, which I loved playing. Those were probably my favorite parts, and on top of that, the Blank Points cutscene was my favorite cutscene to date, because like I said, this is where it ties everything together that has happened thus far. Birth by Sleep feels a lot less like a side game, and it feels more like a main series installment. So that's why Birth by Sleep is number 2 on my list. Okay, so here we are at number 1, and obviously it's got to be Kingdom Hearts 2. I love Kingdom Hearts 2, and I feel like everybody can agree with me on this. This is the most perfect, well-rounded Kingdom Hearts game to date. I can't really name anything wrong with this. I mean, this is where the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 and Chain of Memories really come together. And the first thing that I loved the most about this game was the prologue and playing as Roxas, a character that we knew pretty much nothing about. And his story, although it was a little played out, it was still really awesome getting to play as him and not knowing what I was doing, because that was great. I loved the mystery of not knowing who this character was or, what his connection was to anything. In this combat system, all the way back in 2005, 2006, whether you want to talk about JP or North America, this is the best combat system that we've had to date. Introducing drive forms, just the overall flexibility and the free moving, the feeling that you get when you're controlling Sora or Roxas is just amazing. I love it. The boss fights are fun and engaging. The soundtrack is absolutely fantastic. The reaction commands, although they were a little busted and I stopped using them after a while, are still fun to watch and fun to use from time to time. And this is the story arc that I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 really needs to copy in terms of the feel and the mystery and just the desire to know and want more, but at the same time not really knowing anything. So this is something, if Kingdom Hearts 3 had to kind of mirror or take aspects from one game, it obviously needs to be Kingdom Hearts 2. And I also just loved how much post-game content that there was for Kingdom Hearts 2. Especially in the Final Mix version, we had things like the Organization 13, getting the Ultima weapon, the Mushroom 13, the Lingering Will fight, which I still, for the love of God, cannot beat. But anyways, there's just so much to do after you beat this 20-30 hour long game, and it is ultimately challenging. If you're not a speedrunning master like myself, this game can be challenging if you're playing on Proud or even Critical Mode. But yeah, like I said, with this connecting the past events together, with the feels that it hits you with left and right, the mystery of not knowing but finding out so much about a lot of different things. As a kid back in 2005, 2006 when I first played this game, this blew my mind, and this is really when I fell in love with the Kingdom Hearts series. So, and it's also aged pretty well. I mean, it's gotten re-released 2 or 3 times combined with everything else really, but you know what I mean. So yeah, this game today holds up and it has aged beautifully, so that's why it's number 1 on my list. Okay guys, so that is my top 5 favorite Kingdom Hearts games of all time. If you guys agreed with my list or disagree with my list, just leave a comment down below, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Kingdom Hearts content. And until next time, I'll catch you all later. Bye bye.